What's up, all you Raisin Ash trainers out there? We got a great episode today. I went to the Colorado States. Unfortunately, I didn't pick them up round by round, but I was able to pick up different Masters games that were playing. They just had a random table set up, and they just sent me whoever they saw. So it was pretty cool, though. I had a great time. All my buddies were there, and we were all hanging out, and I got to see a lot of people there I hadn't seen in a while, so it was great to see them come out and perform. We got some great games. This is one of those games that I was so happy to get on camera. I mean, these guys played it so brilliantly. I can't even explain it. And when you get into this, you'll see some of these brilliant moves they made. But I actually watched this game and stood there and just watched them go at it. And I tell you what, it was one of the more amazing games I saw during the day there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get top tables. Like I said, these are random plays, random games. They're the best 2 out of 3s. And like I said, they just sent me over whoever they saw. We got a Vespiquen and Phantom put down. And so we all know what these decks are going to do. At least I do. I know that we're going to try and item lock each other. And this is actually an original deck here, this Combi that he put down, and he's going to be playing the Yveltal deck, which is really was created by the PTCG radio show. So if you want to go check out a great show, they have they're online. You go check them out. Type in PTCG radio, and you can check them out online, and they have some great games going on. Anyways, he's the creator of this deck. He's actually playing the Vespiquen player here, and it's a really interesting deck. It's been, you know, when he created this deck, it was a few months back, so it's actually been an expansion or two after this deck, but it's one of those decks that can really catch a lot of decks off guard. It's a little sneaky deck. It plays unknowns, it plays Vespiquen, and it plays Yveltal as its main attackers, and Combis as its main attackers. So he's gonna draw his unknowns, try and probably get some cards in his hand, because he's gonna be going into item lock. And there he goes. He got 3 in his hands right now. What he wants to do is probably put down some Combis if he has them there. He probably doesn't want to. In these type of decks, you don't want to put down your energy too fast. You actually want to wait to the last minute to put down his energies. He's thinking about it. He's going to go ahead and put it down. The reason why a lot of people don't play the DCEs early is because of the enhanced hammers. Some people just wait till they can get enough. And the reason why he's going to play those unknowns is because he really wants to toss those into his discard pile. And once those unknowns get tossed into your discard piles, you can start adding up for the B revenge that'll come off the Vespiquen when it evolves from the Combi. Alright, now we're going to go back to the Phantom deck here. And the Phantom deck really is going to go ahead and Ultra Ball out another Phantom. He's going to play that Bursting Balloon, and that Bursting Balloon is just seeing a ton of play. And just a ton of play. He's going to go straight into the item lock. Now, this is a massive move. Being able to Wally and item lock that first turn, actually this was the second turn of the game, but even on the second turn, it's a pretty massive play. He's going to lock down those items, and he's going to play down the Shaman. Now, he takes that Shaman, plays another Phantom on the bench, so we got 2 on there. A lot of damage here. Now, he's already Wallied, so he won't be able to evolve unless he has a possible... Yeah, he won't be able to evolve this turn after playing that Wally. This is his first turn, so he'll have to wait if he wants to go into the evolution state. So he's going to go ahead and play down the Combi. Now, what he's going to do is play down the Shaman, and he's going to DCE the Combi and retreat, attack with the Shaman, and play the Yveltal. And there's going to be 30 damage now. Now, the reason why that is such a great move is because he had a Bursting Balloon on it. So if he attacks with the Shaman off the Bursting Balloon, it does 60, but you get to return that damage. You get to take off that damage because Shaman goes right back to your hand and gets to put 30 onto the Trevenant. So now the Trevenant right now can do 60 to him. He has another Bursting Balloon, but he is in range within knockout. Now he's going to go ahead and Lili up the Yveltal. Now that's the Fright Knight Yveltal that's going to shut off the actual tool cards. And what he wants to do is he wants to trap a Pokemon up in the active that's a little hard to retreat. Now he's not going to be able to play his Float Stone, so he really needs to have an AZ in hand or a Cassius in hand to go ahead and play that down. Now he's going to go ahead and play that energy. Now what we got is the Bursting Balloon goes out and he plays down the Sycamore for the Trevenant deck here. And what we have now is a nice big draw. He's got the DM Valley down. He needs to get an energy attached from the DM Valley. He's played down. He's already evolved into the Trevenants, which were a great move. And he's thinking about it, trying to get the attack going on. If he can go into Trevenant Break and then play down an energy, he can do Silent Fear, putting 30 across everybody. And I think that's what he's thinking about. Now he's got into Trevenant Break. With that DM Valley up, he is going to be able to play that single energy and play the Silent Fear attack. Now the Silent Fear attack is going to do 30 on the active plus 30 across anybody that's on the bench. And he's going to be item locked, of course. So what do we have here? We have the DCE in the hand because we know he played it off the Shaman. So playing that single energy off Fright Knight too, plus being able to do weakness, he'll be doing 120. He's definitely thinking about it. So now he has a 120 because he's going to be able to hit Trevenant off the weakness. And once Trev gets Trevenant off the weakness, plus the tools are inactive at this point. So he can lay down, the Trevenant player can lay down the tools, but it won't matter. So he's going to do 60 and 60 on the Shaman. Now this is a massive play. So what we have here going on at this point is another energy drop down on the Trevenant. He's going to play the Pokemon Central Lady. Hopefully he has another Shaman in hand to draw up a few more cards. If not, he's going to have to pass the turn. Now, I've seen some of these. I've sped up all the games again. They're running at 150% faster. They are slower because we're running 2 out of 3. This was a state, so I apologize. I wish I could have gotten quicker, but if I was getting any quicker, there's just no way I could have actually gone through the whole analysis of the decks. So right now, we have Fright Knight playing up there with the Yveltal. He's going to be able to take the knockout on that particular one. Yes, perfect. He plays the energy drop on the Yveltal. He's going to be able to take the knockout on the Trevenant, play another 60 down on the Shaman EX. And he does take that knockout with Fright Knight. Now, so he's going to go ahead and pull up the Trev. So now the Trev right now is in sort of a bad place because it's a one-hit knockout. He really needs to evolve into Trevenant Break. And there he goes. He has the evolution into Trevenant Break. So he is going to be able to play the Silent Fear because he has the energy drop on him. Now, if he gets one more energy drop down with the DM Valley up, he will be able to play Tree Slam, which will be able to do a 60 onto the Yveltal and 20 onto the bench. Oh, he goes ahead and plays the Silent Fear instead. So now he does 30, knocking out the Vespiquen. Now this is a great move by him, being able to take that Vespiquen, definitely gets rid of the DCE and prevents another attacker, which is just a massive play right now. So what he wants to do right now is he's probably going to look for another Yveltal and play off the weakness. So let's go ahead and see what he does. He's got the teammates in hand. I think I saw the Yveltal. He's going to take his time here and sort of pick the right one. He does have the bats. Now remember, this plays VATS. It's a Vespiquen, Yveltal, bat deck. And it really does some interesting things. But he has to be careful in playing down the bats because of the Silent Fear. The bats are only worth 50 hit points. So if he does play down the bats, the Silent Fear can really do a lot of damage to them quickly. What he would like to probably do is play down a Shaman and maybe go into the Shaman Lock if he can. So he's going to drop the Yveltal plus an energy, which is great because he will be able to get the knockout on the next round. He's going to play the teammates. Now, with the teammates, he can choose any 2 cards in his entire deck that he wants to play down. Unfortunately, he is item locked, so he's probably going to stay away from any item type of cards. He probably wants to get an energy out, maybe a DCE out, and possibly another shaman if he wants to do a shaman lock on him. Oh, so it does look like he is going to play down the bat and the shaman. Now, it looks like he plays that his way. And this is a great move, is by playing the stadium his way, he only allows him to prevent 3 on him, and he allows himself to take a card off. So he went ahead and took a card off to get it out of knockout range. And he went ahead and attacked for the 120 on the weakness of the Trevenant. I did not see him put down another 60 on the shaman. So I'm a little confused on that play myself. If he did attack with Fright Night, he should have gone 60, 120, and then a 60 down on the shaman. So if any other players out there know what happened there, can you please go ahead and comment and tell me what was going on? I did miss that play, so I'm not sure what happened there. I thought he was able to put another 60 down on him, but again, I'm not sure about that. He's going to play the Dedeme, which is a great card to play because it's going to work off the weakness. It's a single energy hit, and he does 2 times the amount of energies on him. He can retreat back into the Dedeme and just go ahead. If he retreats back, though, he will take off the item lock on his player, which is a pretty massive play. It looks like he's going to go ahead and play the Tree Slam, knocking out the Yveltal, and he's choosing which 20, yeah, which to play it on. So here we go with the Yveltal again. Now this is going to be, again, being able to play off that weakness is going to do that 60 extra damage here. I'm going to play off the Yveltal. There we go. Now, we have a 3-4 price trade here, so it's a pretty good trade he's playing at this point. Oh, he must have knocked out the shaman the last round and then took his prize. It just would have went real quick. I think I figured it out, guys. If I didn't figure it out, just go ahead and comment on me. I'm always trying to raise my game, so go ahead and tell me what I missed down there on the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Love to talk about it. So he's going to drop another energy on there, and he's going to hit again for that 30, pulling up that energy, and there's going to be 120 on that Trev, working off the weakness. What he could possibly do is go into the Dedeme and knock the Yveltal out. Retreat back. I know he'd give him the items, but it might be a pretty reasonable play because he knocks that out and then he can take a card. I don't believe he really wants to lose that Trevenant break. Losing the Trevenant break's massive. He can go for the Pokemon Central Lady. Oh, he's going to do the Shaman. He's going to bring up that's a great play. Going to go VS Seeker to the Lysander, bring up the Dedeme, and we're going to go ahead and blow the Yveltal out of the water there with the Dedeme doing damage on weakness there. He's going to take that prize card. We're going to come down to a 3-2 game now. 3-2 game in favor of the Yveltal deck, and we are going to play down the Shaman. Yes, that's a great play, playing down the DCE, and he is going to get a round of items here. So throughout this whole game, you have to remember that he's only played 2 rounds of items. So this is really his second time of he played it on the first round and he played it on the second. This is only his second time of really playing item cards, and to go be at a 3-2 or a 3-3 game here, I believe it is. Just playing that many items is pretty massive. It really shows the depth of this player playing the game. So this is what I believe he's going to do. Daisy, perfect. Now this is what I believe he's going to do. This player that played the Yveltal deck made this move. It's not a move that a lot of people know about. But when playing against Trevenant decks, it's a move that really does work. And what he does is he forces them into what we call a Shaman lock. And now he's going to Shaman lock them. And basically what that means is he doesn't have any player on there to do a one-hit knockout on a Shaman. Every player out there, the max amount of damage he can produce on any one player is 80 points of damage with a Muscle Band on Tree Slam. Because he's holding that DCE in his hand, he can continually use the Shaman. So he brings back up, retreats back to the detonate. He is going to want to item lock him. But this is just a really cool move. Like I said, you don't see a lot of these players play this move. And it's one of the reasons why Shaman is so devastating to item lock decks. The Trevenant item lock decks is because there's no rough seas to heal off the damage. So if there's no rough seas to heal off the damage, you can go into Shaman lock. He does it again. You see that now he's dropped another 30 on him, and he's going to have to retreat back. So basically, he can hold out because he's got a pretty thick deck still. He's probably running about 20 cards. Just a massive play. This is just a really good play by the Yveltal deck player. He's going to drop the Delinquent. Going to Ultra Ball Trainer's Mater, Ultra Ball, drop a Wobbuffet and a Delinquent. Go into the next Trevenant. So what he really needs to do is retreat back this Trevenant and possibly retreat into a new Trevenant. He can go ahead and do that with the Mystery Energy placed on him, which will allow the retreat. He'll bring up the new Trevenant into the active and play the Silent... Oh, no, he does not at this point. He brings up that new Trevenant. He's item locked, doesn't have the Mystery Energy, so he can't retreat that Trevenant at this point. Now, he does have the DCE in his hand, so he can play the DCE down, plus he has another Shaman. Again, this is Shaman lock, where he just can't place enough damage onto the Pokemon. Just a beautiful play to hold him off for a couple rounds. So he's going to play down the Yveltal. He's counting up his cards. He might be looking for the Vespiquen attack if he plays down a Combee. There we go. We got a Combee in. He's going to play the Shaman lock again, doing 30. Now, Silent Fear, he's going to bring up the Yveltal, and if he Lysanders up the Combee, he could be a little bit in trouble, but not too far in trouble. He does get the Floatstone on the Trevenant, which is a massive play. If the opponent has a Lili, oh, he actually is going to retreat back into the Trevenant. So one energy on the Yveltal will knock out that Trevenant break, doing 60. He's going to play the Tree Slam, 60 and 20. Now he's going to play that energy down. So that's a 120, and we're looking at 150. All he needs is a single hit to knock out that Trevenant. He's going to play the Combee down. And he's probably going to want to get maybe another Shaman out, possibly. Yeah, I gotta admit, when he played down that Shaman lock, I was watching this live, and I just chuckled to myself. I thought it was just a massive, beautiful play to play down that Shaman lock for a couple rounds. He does take the knockout on the Trevenant. The Trevenant is going to go ahead and play the Trainer's Mail, going to go pick up 4. He does need the Energy Lock. He's going to Ultra Ball. He probably wants to pick up a Shaman off the Ultra Ball and play down for a few more cards. He needs to get an Energy drop on the Trevenant to play that Silent Fear. When I was actually going back through the Colorado standings, this Vespaquin, Crobat, Yveltal deck, actually I think it ended up in 5th place. It was in top 8 for the Colorado standings. And so it did really well. This deck, this Yveltal, Vespaquin, Golbat deck did really well. There was a lot of Trevenant decks out there, and it really performed well against these Trev decks and other Trev decks because it was able to sort of play the prize card war trade and do enough big damage with Vespaquin to knock out a lot of big EX Pokemons. So let's see, what do we have here? He does have the Vespaquin up. What he really, really needs right now is an AZ just to pick up that Yveltal and play down the to the Vespaquin and probably do a one-hit knockout on it. Now, if he does, he'll need to play another Pokemon. There he goes. He's got the Shaman in the hand, and we knew that beforehand because he had to add that. He's going to go ahead and play the Sycamore, so he does not have the AZ for this round. And it looks like he attacks, and he does the 30 and the 60 onto the Trev. Now he's got the Zubat down, and he placed an energy on the Zubat. I believe I just saw him double attach, because he attached once to the Vespaquin, and then attached again to the Zubat. Now, if I missed that, can you guys please comment on it? I think he did double attach this round, so that was a little interesting. Again, it's up to the players to catch these things. So if your opponent actually double attaches like that and you don't say anything about it, it's a legal play. So you, as a player, need to be watching your opponent at all times playing because things like this do happen. He's going to take the knockout on the Deme. Now he's one prize card away from actually winning this. And if he can get a retreat, an energy card down on the Yveltal, he could retreat back into the Vespaquin, taking the knockout. He opts to go ahead and plays the Shaman, energy down on the Shaman. And he's going to take the 30 and then Oblivion Wing, retreat back with the Mystery Energy into the Silent Fear, taking another 80 on the Vespaquin, so that's going to bring the Vespaquin up to 80. So we got 20. Oh, he's going to Tree Slam. Oh, there's game. He's going to evolve into Golbat and go ahead and take the trap. So I really like this game. I think it showed a lot of interesting plays. These players on this particular match just were so in tune with the game, and they both played it marvelously. We're going to be going into the second game here. As we go into the second game, you're going to see a lot of these trick plays again get played. And when you see these, you sort of have to digest them on what's going on, because a lot of times even I play a lot online, and when I'm playing online, you know, it's really weird because you know, these higher level plays I really don't see a ton of from online, and a lot of times it's because people are getting into the game and they're learning the game and they're trying to figure out the game and how to play it. So and there's some, don't get me wrong, there's some marvelous players online, But when you sort of go to these championships and you play at these leagues, you see these very high level plays that come out where you see these shaman locks, and I'm just always very impressed because I'm like, oh, I would have never have thought that. You know, you go into a couple shamans on a couple rounds and then you lock Trevenant out of that Silent Fear once you've picked up your Pokemon. So you play down 2 shaman and you can lock them out and keep them out for a couple rounds. So a lot of the really high level plays I've seen is really just going out to these, you know, state champions or league plays, league challenges, and just getting to know the players and watching them play. They have some really, we got a mulligan right here coming out. They have some really interesting decks, and they always are putting forth really interesting plays throughout the game that usually really just, honestly, they just catch me off guard. I'm always impressed by some of these players and how they play these decks. So let's see if we can get out of this mulligan here. It looked like he pulled a shaman, so he's got 1 basic Pokemon. I'm not sure that's the Pokemon he wanted. Oh, he does have a Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet is always a great lead. You can go into a Wobbuffet, you lock down the abilities. They can't draw up to the shaman. So if you ever got a Wobbuffet in your hand, that's never a bad play to play. So he's gonna go Vespiquen. He's gonna go Combi, which looked like he might be playing a little bit more aggressive this game. Sometimes the first game's always a filler out, sort of check the opponent out, sort of seeing what they're doing, and sort of see how the deck plays. And the second game, as you get the feel for the deck, you can sort of take the risk plays on a lot of this stuff. It looks like maybe he's going to try and play this a little bit more aggressive. Maybe he can get away with the combis and go for the straight damage there. I'm going to be putting on my headphones right now. Alright, we got a battle compressor going out. Now, when you're playing the Vespiquen deck, what you really want to do is you want to battle compress in. So he's going to try and throw in a couple cards, probably some Zubats and Golbats. Toss those in there. And play that B-Revenge. I mean, once you play those 3 cards down, B-Revenge does 20 plus 10 for every Pokemon in the discard. You're going to play down that 50. It's going to hit for a lot. That's why he's playing those unknowns, to get those in there and to draw the card. So he's going to play that unknown again and then put another Pokemon in the discard plus pick up a card. So it's just totally a win-win advantage. And because unknown's a psychic, its ability is still in effect. Now at DC, I never say on the first turn, unless you can make the evolution into Vespiquen, my opinion of the first turn is to never drop the DCE unless you're about to attack. And that's just my opinion. If you are playing DCE attackers like Punkaboo and Joltex and Vespiquens, where it's a single card deck, I try to never drop that. Now, he did have a Sycamore out, so I understand why you dropped that. He didn't want to lose it, and he doesn't know if he's going to pick it up next round, so why the heck not drop it? And maybe he can pick up another one on the next round. So it's understandable why he made that play. At the same time, I am definitely a strong believer in not dropping it on the first turn and sort of waiting it out unless I can evolve right into that Vespiquen, which in some decks you can if you're playing a forest of giant plants. What he wants to do is play as many item cards down. He doesn't know if he's going to go in. He's got the mystery energy on it. He doesn't know if he's going to go into a Trev lock on the next round, item lock. So he wants to get in there, play the cards down, as many as he can. Okay, he's going to go ahead and pass that turn. What he really needs to get into is the Trev. He had a beautiful setup last turn. He's going to Lysander it up. Whenever you see that Lysander play, you know things aren't working out for you. Bursting Balloon, Shaman, and a pass. So I'm not sure why he didn't play up 3 more cards. That might have been a misplay on his play. I don't think I would have dropped the Shaman until I dropped the Bursting Balloon and maybe dropped the Shaman, draw up 1 more card at least. But he played the Float Stone on him. Now, he has the ability to play the Vespiquen. What he really needs to get to is an AZ. If he can play an AZ down, he can probably pick up that Yveltal. What he doesn't want to do is off that Bursting Balloon, it is going to do a 60 damage on him, so he might hold out and play a little cautiously. It looks like he does have the Vespiquen in his hand. Oh, he's going to pass the turn. That's a pretty big play right there. Bursting Balloon's going to go away. The Bursting Balloons only are... yeah. The Bursting Balloons only really come into use on the first turn. So once your turn, the opponent's player's turn ends, the Bursting Balloon goes away, and that's how it works. So it's a massive card if they get the hit. If they don't get the hit, it's not that big of a card. He's going to play the Yveltal down. He's going to play the discard Oblivion Wing and do the 30 on him. Now the Trev deck is slowing down a little bit here. He can go into the item lock. If he does, he will be taking double damage from the Yveltal. He passes it the turn again. He's going to play down that Zubat. Oh, unknown. I'm sorry. He's going to play down that Unknown. That's going to be a massive play right there. He's got the Shamans in hand. If he wants to draw up, he can draw up. He's going to play... I thought he only did 30. I'm not sure why he put 60 on him because he doesn't have there. Does Psychic Assault. Should have only done 30 with Oblivion Wing. I'm not sure why he got 60 on there. There goes 30. Oh, I think he did 30 last round, so 60 and then 30 this round. Okay. Got to catch up a little bit there. Alright, he plays Psychic Assault. He's going to go ahead and play Psychic Assault. Player's next turn, going to put 30 down. That's going to be it's going to be a massive play. If he can pick up another Dark Energy and retreat back into that Vespiquen, he's really going to be able to put a lot of pressure on him quickly. He does have the teammates in hand, so if the Yveltal does go in for the knockout, he does have the DCE, and I think he's debating on whether or not to play it. He knocks out with the Yveltal, the Psychic Assault. Alright. Looks like the Trevenant deck really went to a dead draw, and he's just passing it along. He's going to play another Unknown. Draw a card. He does get a Battle Compressor off that, which could be a massive play. He's going to count up his card. Alright, he put some energy in, and he's going to play a Zubat down. Going to build up that power off the Bee Revenge. He does have some more energy in there, so he's going to be able to excel the energy with Oblivion Wing. Plays down another Yveltal. That glare is just killing me, guys. Got another Yveltal. I believe that's not Fright Night Yveltal. That is the basic one. Plays down another Phantom. And he passes the turn off the Phantom. I believe he's just digging for energy at this point, the Trevenant deck. Now, we're going back to the Yveltal deck here. Cuts the deck. Was that a yawn? I think I just yawned, man. Come on. Come on, Trev deck. You can do it. Let's see some cards. He does get the AZ, so he is going to be... He's going to be able to play the AZ, pick up the Yveltal if he wants. He does have another Yveltal down and play that Vespiquen if he's interested in doing that. Looks like he plays another energy drop on the Yveltal. He's going to play the Dedeme. Oh, and pass the turn. Oh, come on, Trev. Oh, another battle compressor comes down. It looks like he's actually running 3 battle compressors in that Yveltal. Oh yeah, now we got a full B Revenge going. I think he's probably hitting around 140. I'm actually talking to the guy a little bit, and I'm just like, this is... I'm joking with him right now. I'm saying that he's got a lot of Pokemon in that deck. As you can see, you got Zubats, Golbats, Vespiquens, Yveltals. I'm sure he's working around maybe 19 Pokemon. So it's quite a few. He's going to Floatstone back. And he's going to pass that turn. He's just not drawing. He picks up another Unknown. He does get the Ultra Ball off that Unknown. He does have the AZ. Let's see if he'll play the AZ. Yeah, that's the move I was waiting for. Came a little later. Very wise player. Playing it a little later, going straight in for the Vespiquen. And here we go. We got some big damage going on. And then he's going to be Revenge, taking the knockout. He's going to have to bring up the Shaman. And now he'll have to retreat back. Into a Phantom. Just no energy drops for him. There is absolutely no energy drops, and he does not have the Sycamore to play to go out and get some. For the Trev deck, he goes ahead and pass again back to the Vespiquen deck. And I got to admit, it's very frustrating when you play a game and you just don't pick up that supporter for 9 rounds. And that's looked like what's happening here is he's just not getting the supporter to get the energy drops, and they're not coming for him. So it's a very frustrating play when your deck's just not working the way it usually works. But the Vespiquen player is playing brilliantly too, so nothing to take away from him. He's absolutely playing a brilliantly well played game, playing it slow. Very meticulous in his plays. I really, really love how he's conserving his hand, not going for the huge aggressive plays, but being very smart about it, knowing that at any moment now the Trev deck can really, really do the damage. Now he's going to play that down his way, limiting his bench down to 3. And he goes ahead and takes the KO on the Phantom. Well, it looks like we got a 3-6 prize game. Alright, we play the Super Rod down. He's going to get some Pokemon back there. Put those back into his deck. Let's see if he can get anything moving. Just no energy drops at all for the Trev deck. Play those up. Let's see what we got going. The DM value of Parallel City goes away. He is going to Escape Rope. He's going to play into the Vespiquen, go into the Trevenant for the item lock, play down the Shaman. There we go. We got some cards now. We got some cards. I think I see a Sycamore get dropped to him. And we have time. We did have time called on this game, so that was time. And they're gonna go. He's gonna go ahead and concede to the other player. It was a 6-3 game. It was a good concede, good game. So yeah, that's Pokemon. We did have time. It would have gone down to 3 more rounds, and the Vespiquen player would have taken the cards eventually. So he's gonna take the win on this. Great game by both players. Gonna make the signature there. Good shake. Good sportsmanship. You know, it's one of those games where you get into it and you really play your hardest with, and the problem is when you don't get the supporters to drop early, it really gets challenging when you don't have the draw support. And though the Shaman's nice, if you're not picking up those Ultra Balls too, plus not getting the draw support, it's going to be a tough play for you. And I think that's just what happened. The cards just didn't follow his way, and that's just Pokemon. But brilliantly played by the Vespiquen player. I mean, just amazing play, especially with that Shaman lock. Like I say, a lot of the stuff I see on Pokemon is out on the league challenges, and a lot of the stuff I see at the states and the cities plays, at the regionals, at the nationals, at the worlds. These plays are just really done by amazing players that really enlighten you on how to get better at the game. So we're going to go ahead and end this segment. I really appreciate you. This is Raising Ash, out.